Hey guys, Neely here. I'm coming in today for a real quick video on how I am making my Vitamix work for juicing. I know that a lot of people do use their Vitamix for blending and they don't strain out the fiber, but I really wanted to do the juicing without the fiber to get all the nutrients to hit my body as quickly as possible. And I figured out a system to get the fiber strained out, and I wanted to share it with you guys. I didn't find a whole lot online about how to do this besides really messy, like doing it with your hands, kind of like almond milk. It's very similar to making a nut milk. But I believe I found a system that works pretty well without too much mess. So I wanted to show you how I'm doing it. It definitely is a lot of work. But if you're committed to trying to do some juicing and you have a Vitamix and don't want to buy a juicer like I do not want to spend the money or take up the space in my kitchen, my tiny kitchen, with another kitchen appliance, this might help you out. So I just blended up my juice here. I am doing this energy booster recipe. I will put a link down below to where you can download this PDF that has a whole bunch of amazing recipes for the 7-day juice and raw food cleanse that I'm doing. But this one is my absolute favorite with the carrots and the orange and turmeric and ginger. It's so, so good. So I just blended up all of my ingredients. So basically I went into my kitchen to see what I already had, and I found a bowl and my strainer here that fits in the bowl without it touching the bottom of the bowl, because I want to have room for the juice to come down and not to have the pulp sitting in the juice. So I put those together, and then I have, you don't need this. This is a like a mason jar filler for canning. It just helps the bag stay open. And this is just a nut milk bag. I'll put a link down below to any of these items that I can find on Amazon, but it's just a nut milk bag that you would use for straining almond milk and any other nut milks like that. I use it for making ginger juice and all kinds of stuff. So I just put this in here just to help keep the bag open at first as I'm dumping the puree in, because it can get a little messy. So I'm just gonna dump my puree mixture into the bag. And I usually add a little bit of water to the bottom of this just to get all of the extra puree out. I don't want to waste any, and it doesn't water down my juice at all. So I just add a little water to rinse the sides down. I'm just going to lift up the sides here and dump this water and puree in carefully without it spilling. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the canning thing. It has done its job. Just get this last little bit in here. So now what I'm going to do is just tighten up the bag, and I'm just going to wrap the string around the bag a little bit just so the stuff doesn't gush out. Don't have to tie it or anything, it usually stays in place. So it's just going to sit there like that, and then you just find something that's round, a little plate. I just found a plastic Pyrex lid. I'm just going to set that on top of there, and then this is the other part that you're going to have to dig in your house and find what you have. You want something heavy that you can put on there to press down, and what works perfectly for me is barbell weights, and I have 11 pounds in here, 4 different ones, and they work really well because they're the perfect size just to sit right on top of here. I tried a kettlebell, and it was just too round and wobbly, and it ended up tipping over, and I spilled some of my amazing delicious juice, and I was so sad. But these work amazingly, so I'm just going to set this carefully right on top, and as I set it on, you can already see the liquid start to gush out. So this is where it takes a little bit of time. At this point, I put it in the fridge. I just stick this whole deal in the fridge. I like to cover it with some saran wrap just to make sure we keep everything in. But I stick it in the fridge, and in about an hour or 2 hours, it will be pretty much strained, and the fiber will be left. And I will show you that when I come back. So it is 10:44 now. I'll probably be back early afternoon to show you the end result. Looks a little weird, but it works. So it's been a few hours, and just gonna open this up here. So I didn't mention before, but I just put this plastic bag around the weights to keep things sanitary, of course. And take the lid off, and then this is pretty well squeezed out. You can see it's pretty flat. If you want to take the time and the mess to squeeze out the last little bit with your hands, you can get a little bit more out. But for the most part, all of the juice is going to be down in here, ready to dump into your cup. So without too much mess, I have my nice cup of strained juice. I especially like to use this technique when I am doing anything with beets, because when you do it with your hands, squeeze the bag with your hands with the beets, it looks like you've murdered somebody or something. So anyways, that is how I do my juice in the Vitamix. I hope this video was helpful, and I will be back again soon. Bye guys.